Good morning. Good morning to all and to all um, a healthy situation, right? All right, great. So, good morning. Just before I actually want to get in, again, grateful for what's happening, right? Just the fact that you're healthy and alive. I'm super happy. Got to start with positivity, right? No matter what's going on, at least you're living and breathing, and you have 2 feet, two hands, an ability to change your perspective in your life, right? So at the end of the day, this is what this podcast and this blog is about, right? Just challenging yourself, doing something you never either thought you could do and always wanted to do, and now here's a resource to motivate you and to give you that kind of assistance mentally, if anything, because you can do it. There's materials out there, so it's kind of like I'm giving you an outlet where I fail, I'm trying different stuff, and then I'm learning and I'm pushing it out to you guys. So it's kind of all that kind of works out. So quick update. So I just did a video about being burnt out, right? If you haven't checked it out, go ahead to post it up on my YouTube and and then the audio version is in my blog, of course. There immediately. Now today I'm doing something a little bit different. I got this windbreaker. I'm hoping that it improves the audio, just because my audio on my phone, the audio that happens during the anchor recording is like significantly better. Significantly better. So I'm gonna try some stuff. Because if that doesn't work, the mic, I'm gonna try the mic that I use for the for my phone. I'm hoping that improves it. So it's kind of how that works. So I'm hoping that improves kind of the audio. I was like looking over some of my videos, and my audio is just much better on my phone than it is on these headsets. And I'm thinking it's a windbreaker because I tested it yesterday and actually sounds much better. But I might be tripping, and I want to watch this video, I'm like, it's the same thing. So it's probably just the mic itself. And then if that's the case, I'm gonna swap out the mic and do a whole different method and kind of do away with these. The reason I got these were actually from PS4, and I'm thinking it'll probably help me for this. And yeah, let's see if it does. Right. So, anyways, yes, I try to listen to myself, but I just can't do it. Okay, great, cool. So that's the update on that, right? So I'm not gonna have the audio open right away. I'm gonna have it. It'll probably take me in the middle of the day to pump out the audio for today, at least test that out. And probably moving forward, either way, what's gonna happen is I'm not gonna record on two devices anymore. I'm gonna just record on one and export. Makes it easier for me to click on a bunch of stuff. So there's that. And I talked about the burnt out video yesterday, about make sure that you stay yourself mental, body, and life, positivity around you, all that stuff. I picked up a new language, right? So I'm studying. If you guys haven't checked this out, I already have it up. I just did this right now. Prinzler Mandarin. So I'm learning that. Buddy of mine is studying for it as well, and I think he's with somebody. I think he's his wife, and his wife is from Taiwan, I believe, or something like that. So he has a massive excuse. And then for me, I'm kind of I tried to learn Thai. I was learning Thai when I was just training Muay Thai. And I was going to go travel to Thailand. I didn't want to be lost, right? So I was like, I'm gonna just go and study Thai for about a year, and then that until like I was going to travel. My plans were to travel in like a year from that point. So I was like, if I learn Thai every day, then I will be able to at least catch a cab to take me to this Thai fighting arena, and then I can train there and then just stay there and then go around asking for like, food and stuff at the market, stuff like that. So that's kind of was my plan. And I was learning Thai and actually really liked it, but I couldn't share much of it just because a lot of people didn't know Thai around me. So only was one individual, and then I hardly ever spoke to him. Like I didn't have a massive relationship with him. Um, so now I was like, man, like how's this time? And it's rough too because during this time, everything's going back to normal, which is how long, right? And then you go into this thing where it's like you don't want to make too many big commitments because if you do, then after like the 3 months or 2 months of isolation, then you're back to normal life. Then you're just like, you say, all right, I see a commitment. I kind of want to do that. So I'm kind of keeping conscious of what I'm bringing on to make sure I can still do that. And to be honest, I can. There was actually no reason why for me to stop learning Thai, except for the fact that I wasn't going back to Thailand. I wasn't planning on traveling there anymore. But I still have a commute to work, right? So I don't know if you guys ever took the Pimsleur method. It is it's supposed to tell you to 30 minutes, spend 30 minutes doing one lesson a day, and that's it. Don't do any more than that because it takes a lot out of your brain to pick up a new language. Well, to learn something, just to learn something, it takes a lot out of you, especially if you're just starting out, right? So the best, supposedly, according to Pimsleur, is that when you're picking up a new language, it's best to do it at your peak hour where your brain is most functional. For me, it's early in the morning. For me, it's easy for me to start reading something, doing something in the morning, using my brain in the morning. It's much easier for me. Later on at night, I get burnt out. So I'm like tired and tapping out. So for me, I do my reading. This is part of the study plan, right? So I do my readings. I'll start doing my, that's how I'm learning Thai is in the morning. I'll do on the morning commute. By the time I get to work at like 8 or 9 o'clock, and in California, I was learning Thai, I would be like, my hair would be like, oh my God, I need a break, right? So that was pretty fun. So now I'm going to do that in my commute. So I can still do that when I'm back to reality. Now, now for the CCNP, the same thing. I'm planning to continue doing those habits that I've formed during my break. That's why I'm trying to make my study habits reality, not a sprint. Right? I'm trying to do a marathon. So I wanted to be able to, my study plan to function when I have work and then fill the extra hours in the middle to actually, because I do still work right now. So I'm doing my study plans around my work, my day-to-days. So, and I'm also studying is also applying for work as well. So, but in any case, I try not to do too much that I can't do once everything starts opening up again. There's reality and then there's day to day when we go to work and all that stuff. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm learning Chinese. So I wanted to bring this up so that way there's accountability, right? It'll be real cool in about a month from now. I can start saying something like maybe good morning or hey, you guys in Chinese on YouTube. That would be real cool, actually, if I could pronounce it correctly and all that stuff. So I'll see how that goes. But in any case, so for me in the morning, it really works. Morning for me, I am a morning, I guess I am a morning person. I do like staying up late, but when I try to do things, when I'm trying to accomplish something, my natural habitat, right, is actually waking up early. I wake up early, start my day. I do things. I cook. I do dishes. I start my day that way. And then I get dressed and do the whole nine, and then do the task that I'm trying to do. And then I finish, wrap up, go to work, and then I do this whole thing. And I sleep early. I get myself in a mental state that I like. Some individuals, and those times that I was a night owl because, but I guess it's always hybrid. You're never just one specific person. But when I was in college, I would actually during weekends I'll actually wake up late because I would be so exhausted from that whole week of working and do my whole mission, and then I would wake up really late, like around 11 o'clock on a weekend, Saturday, Sunday, but actually stay up until like 2 in the morning going to school, like doing schoolwork. So I wouldn't study the whole time, obviously, but I'll get up and do breakfast and do my whole nine and do whatever I wanted to do that day. I start studying around 9 p.m. and I won't stop until about 2 in the morning. So I get tired, go to sleep, wake up, and do the whole thing. And then on Sunday, I'll stay up until about 10 or 11, then wake up early on Monday. So that's kind of how I did it, just because, some of the assignments were due midnight on Sunday. Well, I guess Monday morning. So at that point, I was like, maybe I'm a night owl. I enjoy doing it, but it's not really. It's just I couldn't do the whole morning thing for 7 days a week just because I wanted a day I could just like knock out, right, and not care about anything except for literally schoolwork during that night. So, and I'll procrastinate, right? So for me now, I have plenty of time, and I can make my time as however I want it. And but at the same time, too, no, take that back. I was going to say something there, right? It works out for me in the morning because right now when I'm working, by the time, and this is where I picked it up. Actually, I just remember the thought right now, that when I was studying for my CCNA 2 years ago, I remember struggling on topics at night. But then that next morning, if I picked it up and read the book, I was like, oh, and it clicked right away. And I then started realizing that the morning is better for me. So there was actual moments where I did realize that a morning is functional for me. So in any case, I feel like for me, I'm a morning person. I function better in the morning. So I am more, I run, sprint, do all kinds of stuff in the morning, but then by like 2 p.m., I'm kind of just like, all right, done. Right. So because of that, I do 1 hour reading. My plan right now, and this is only until book is complete. Right, it's only until my book is complete. So let's actually make this big so you guys can see it. 1 hour reading. Yeah, 1 hour reading. So this is in the morning. It doesn't matter when, in the AM. Right, 1 hour of reading. So I'll read the book, the chapters, and all that. Now, this is no note taking, no anything. It's just solid reading, and however many breaks as I need. And this is just for me to create a habit. So I guess it's like, I'm trying to compare like if I would work out. At this point during this reading, I don't care if I eat chips, right? Like if you're working out and you do the workout and you finish the hour, I don't care if it's not eating chips. I don't care if you look at your phone. I just want you there for an hour. Go into the gym for an hour and work out. You looked at your phone like 50 times. I don't care. Just go to the gym and work out for 1 hour. Because I'm trying to create habits. Now, later on, we'll make a perfect routine. But right now, the problem is getting to the gym and working out for 1 hour. So right now, it's solving the problem, getting to the gym, having you lift weights. And like you look at your phone a bunch of times. In reality, you probably only work out for half an hour, but it's fine. Just need you there. Do that for a few days. So once you're doing that, be like, hey, cut back on the phone. A, either leave it in your locker, or B, build up some type of tolerance where, how about you cut back on looking at it? Maybe only look at it after you're done each workout. Do 5 workouts and you look at it 5 times. That's it. Right? So, but in order to build yourself up there, you need to get that person into the gym. So for me, I'm getting myself used to waking up in the morning and reading that full hour. So I was sitting down and putting myself in a position. And part of that, so one of the things I started realizing that I don't like going and sitting down, taking my notes and doing other things because of my seating position. This chair is old. It is old. I'm telling you, this chair, I bought it 7 years ago, 8 years ago, maybe. I bought it in 8 years ago, 2011 or 2012. So like 8 years ago, I had this chair for 8 years. Now this thing's from my back, right? So now I think about my desk and I'm like, oh, how can I improve it? So I got this like book stand thing. Check it out. right? So I got this book stand thing, and it allows me pretty much to, angle it however I want and kind of just do this book. This book's huge. Right? Do whatever I need to do. Now, but so that improved that, because before I was like doing this whole thing, I had like this a hole puncher that I would like leave it up so I can take my notes, and it was kind of like annoying, right? So I'm all right, like how can I improve that? Because I hate doing this. Shit's annoying. So I bought this book. This thing is like $11. So I got that. All right, now what? What else is making me? And I started to realize, okay, like I wrote down this strategy last night, or after I did the Burn Town video. I was like, I had to stop. So it's all right. So I went back over there and taking down these study habits. I'm like, well, what's a good outline that I can do? So I started writing it down. I'm like, oh man, damn. Now I have to actually do this. Okay, well, do I want to? Not really. Why? I'm like, why? Why? I know I need to do it this way, but why? But I started looking at my desk. I'm like, I really hate sitting on that fucking chair. Man, I hate sitting on that chair. So I was like, oh, why? Because my back hurts and da-da-da-da. So I'm like, all right, like, I need to go buy a chair. So I went over to Office Max. Obviously, they closed the new curbside pickups, and I want to actually sit on the chair and make sure it's comfortable. So I'm like, all right, now what? So I give up and just suffer. And I knew if I suffer, I'm not going to be holding myself own accountable, because I always have an excuse of, well, the chair sucks. So I was like, that can't be it. Right, now what? And I remember I have the same problem at my car. So I have like a back issue. So I have this right here. Boom. So that's also old, but it works, right? So I was like, well, I need it for my car. But I was like, wait a minute, I don't even drive it. Like, I don't even go anywhere right now. So it was just steady for my car. So now I took that from my car, put it in back of this chair. Now, boom, like, I'm super comfortable. So yesterday I did like an hour of a study session. And so it was just me typing, taking notes. Pretty literally from this book, what I do is actually do a review of some of them are bonuses, some of the stuff that I think I need to touch up on, make sure I have that aware in my head during my study sessions. And then there's like key topics that I literally copy or sometimes change the wording depending on how I like to understand it from here to there. So that way, instead of me doing a review over the book, I read the chapter review. And if I need more details, that like, oh, I missed something, this should have been a bonus on the paper, I pull it, put it in there, and then I just have that printout copy, and I just like walk around with it instead of having this like 400-pound book. So that's kind of how I like to do it. So you can like write on this paper there. So I wanted to improve the chair. So now it's another thing I want to bring up with you guys, where I mentioned this before, but make sure that your desktop, your computer, your monitors are all set up to a point where you're comfortable for yourself. That you enjoy sitting down and like, all right, cool, this is my domain, I don't like anyone touching this whole area like at all, because I show up and something's like moved or out the place, and I know when someone's sat down on my desk. I'm just like, why'd you do that? Right? So it bothers me. So because of that, I don't let anyone touch this whole areas in my little area. Because when I wake up in the morning and I sit down, I want it to work. Right? I just want it to work. I don't want to fussle over stuff. Like today, when I was getting this set up, I actually was annoyed because I was testing this mic, the Windscreen, and I took this on accident to the living room, and I was playing COD, and then I guess when I pulled it today, I like undid the wiring, and it popped off. I forgot about it. I sat down, I was like, where is my windscreen? So I was like walking around, I was like, dude, I can't believe I lost this windscreen. So it's like, it's annoying because I timed everything to it. I did my Chinese, and then I'm like, all right, let me like plug in, start doing the stream. Everything's gonna be perfect, and it's just like there was a delay, and just like bothered me. So make sure that everything's set up for your needs, your day-to-day needs, to make it easier. So that way, there's less excuse as to why you didn't study that day or why you weren't as effective that day. So there's that. Make sure that you're comfortable, even if it's getting a new chair. It's like that investment. You know, I mentioned about spending a lot of money for these certificates. In my opinion, that's what that is. You get a good desk that you like. I mean, this desk I got from Walmart, so you can makeshift some stuff. But like you buy stuff that make it easy for yourself to get a good study session going consistently, right? So those are that money. I count that money inside of investing for a certificate that you wouldn't have ever done otherwise. Like I wouldn't have bought this book holder, right? Throw it into that. I'm gonna buy a new chair because of the study sessions with the CCNP, and then when I get the CCIE, when I'm studying for that, that's even going to be an even bigger investment. Like I need a lifting chair. I mean, a table. I need to go like right. Like I'm gonna be able to do that. I would because I would. That's always been my dream. But I've actually worked in an environment where there were standing tables, and it was amazing. So it's cool versatility. So it's like there's that. Just it's a whole other like realm of depending on how much consistency and how much time you're going to spend in front of your desk is how much investment you're going to put into it, right? So always make sure that you're comfortable in the environment because it's like running with like Converse, right? Oh, you're going to become a runner. Like, do you want to run? Yeah, I want to run a marathon. I want to run a marathon, and it's 5 miles, for example, or your first marathon, or run 3 miles, a half marathon, whatever it's called. I don't run marathons, but. And then you start running, and then you don't have running shoes because you never need to run shoes, right? Who cares? So the only shoes you got are some Converse. You put on some Converse and start running, and you start realizing, man, this shit hurts. It is painful. After I ran like half a mile, my feet started hurting, so I came home. So you do that a few times. You're like, man, I want to run more, but my feet hurt. Get new shoes. Like, but then you wouldn't have bought the $100 shoes unless you wanted to become a runner, right? Because you wanted to run, not to become a runner, but you want to run a marathon. So the reason why you were even thinking about getting running shoes because you want to continuously run every day or every other day and feel good about it. So you invest $100 on the shoes, and I say $100. I'm pretty sure you can find some other ones that are used and But if you buy it on Amazon, it's about $100 for a good pair of shoes. So you invest $100 into it, and you start running. Then you realize, oh my shorts are like so heavy. I think I could run longer if these shorts weren't in the way. So all of a sudden you go to fucking Under Armour and you buy some running shorts, and those are $50, right? And then you're like, you got a few pair of those, and you spend like $150 for 3 days of running. So you start buying those, and then you start buying, like, it starts getting cold. You buy different types of sweaters for your running because you don't want ones that like poke. Because I had that. You run, and fucking the long thing pops your eye. And I'm like, oh man. So I need to get stuff that's like good for running. So those can be like $15 to $20. All of a sudden, you have this like collection of things that help you do things more effectively, and for your habit, for your hobby, right? Same thing with these certificates. Preparing your desktop, not using an old chair, right? If you're at that level, like if you get an old chair and if it still feels good, awesome. I wish mine still felt good, but like things are like broken everywhere here. Also, like me, like being upset. I'm like, what the fuck, doing this whole thing. This chair's been through some stuff, yeah, so I had bought this like metal wire book holder, and it was, instead of this heavy duty thing, it was like and it worked for being portable. I wanted one that was portable and all that, and it was a smaller book before that was holding up. It won't be such a big deal, but now I got this bigger book. Excuse me, and because I needed to hold it up, and need to be more sturdy. So I got this, right? So it just depends what you need. You don't need to just throw money on a bunch of stuff. But I'm just saying, like, as you're doing certain things and you feel like, oh, I don't want to do that, and you figure out why. Be more self-aware of what's going on. So I try to do that, and it's been helping me. So 1 hour reading in the AM. And the second thing is 1 hour review writing. So what does this consist of, right? It's flashcards, review papers. So these are papers that I create and write that like I was describing. And these are literally like key topics and all this kind of like lay it. I have this format that I lay them all out and it just helps me organize it and look at stuff. And then it has like the page reference, so I can quickly reference to the book and look at that real quick. So this is just me. I've done the review papers like 4 or 5 times already on different type of formats for the CCNA and for the CCNP. And then I like this version that I've done based on what I've seen here. I like the format that I created. So I'll share that with you guys at a later time. But that's the review papers. Now the flashcards, actually, this is where I get really creative on the flashcards. Sometimes I write the direct questions. Other times I look at the key topic and the discussion and actually form a question from the actual example of them explaining it. So I pretty much create my own questions. So this is a form of creativity and potentially some form of content for you guys. So I might sell these flashcards or just give them away, right? Once I pass the exam, it won't be a situation where I'm not going to pass it. I haven't passed it yet. I'm giving out these flashcards. I don't know if they worked or not, right? So I'm pretty positive they are going to work. But if they help me with understanding some concepts, then I will do some type of form of redistribution on those, just because those are the ones I actually create. So these flashcards take some more time, just because I sit back and think about something. I'm like, write down. No, I don't like that format. All right, don't write the answer. I want this. And this is what I'm trying to accomplish. This is what I'm trying to learn. So here's what I'm trying to memorize, understand. So these flashcards are a little bit more complex than I think than the average, just because they're actually sometimes they're like a paragraph, and obviously I have to figure out how to condense that. But for me, like when I go through, that's where the flashcards, and that's why, of course. So once I do this, and it's like 10 minutes flashcard. So this is me spending 10 minutes of just doing flashcards, and that's why it's so little, because these actually flashcards are pretty intense. This is like me doing a minute of flashcard, right? Thinking for 1 minute, and that's like, I don't want to overwhelm myself. Sometimes you can do this for an hour, like if you do 1 hour and throughout the day. So this is 10 minutes throughout the day. So I don't have to do 10 minutes one sitting, but I would like to do 10 minutes in one sitting and then do that 6 times, right? In the 60 minutes. So, but I'm not there yet. So I want to just do the first session, which is 10 minutes of flashcards. And this is the ones that I created. So writing the flashcards and then doing the flashcards. And this helps you with as you're reading the book. And this is until I finish the book. So this isn't the whole study, but it's like step 1, right? So until I finish the book, I'll be doing 1 hour reading, 1 hour review writing, and then 10 minutes of flashcards. And then an optional, and this is optional for now, optional, 1 hour reading PM. So any point in time after the AM, and this is preferably at night, I will read for 1 hour. So, and the reason why it's optional right now is because I'm, again, getting used to me showing up at the gym for 1 hour and working out, me just showing up and reading for 1 hour. And once I fine tune the reading because today I was supposed to wake up at 7 a.m. I didn't wake up at 7. I woke up at 8. So I kind of hodgepodged my Chinese reading. I wasn't language. I did it for 20 minutes, not 30. But again, it doesn't matter. Don't be so hard on yourself. The 1 hour reading is, again, the 30-minute audible thing and doing the whole thing for 30 minutes. That's the goal right now. I haven't, the aim is there. The aim is no longer learning Chinese. The aim is studying it for 30 minutes each day. So today I failed. I did it for 20 minutes. Why did I fail? Because I didn't wake up on time. I had the alarm set, but I kept snoozing it. Right? So I got to improve that. The 1 a.m. reading is going to get pushed back to about 10:30, maybe even 11:30, right? And finish at 12:30. So it pushes everything kind of back. See how all this like occurs? So because I have a meeting, I have work I got to do. So that's going to happen to this morning, but it's going to be later on in the day. And I'm not going to be as able to absorb as I normally would, right? Because if I would have studied, if I would have read like at 8 o'clock, my plan was to do early in the morning, like at 7:30, do the Chinese readings, and then from like 8:15 to 9, something like that, right? Obviously, it had to be from 8 to 9. Do these readings, and then once this is done, hop into my podcast, and then do my meeting that I have planned, and then do then the writing review, and then later on in the evening do a read. Right? That's kind of how I'm imagining it happening. So this is obviously before work, lunch, throughout the day. Wow. And when I come home from work. And that's it. Like, and what's amazing too with this format is that it accomplishes 3 hours. The goal is eventually 3 to 4 hours of studying. Because this will lead, like, leads to 1 hour flashcards. So this is the first step of the flashcard study sessions. My goal is that in one day, I would read. This will be gone, but it'll be a review of reading, like a reading review. So like you pick a chapter and you read that for an hour, or however long it takes to read a chapter. So if you go back and review chapter 2 and 3. So for that week, and you do that for 1 hour each day. Then you do during lunch, and throughout the day, you do 1 hour flashcards throughout the day. So you literally spend 10 minutes each session for the flashcards. Boom, boom, boom. I'm done. Okay, great. And that's check mark 1, check mark 2, all the way to 6. Then at the end of the night, you do recaps on reading. And this could be reading on the book. This could be reading on the review papers, like however you like to read, but you consume again for another hour in the end of the day. So you do 2 hours of consuming knowledge, 3 hours of consuming knowledge, and then 1 hour of testing it. That's how this will eventually transform into something else until I complete the book, or after I complete the book. Because when I'm done completing the book, this writing of the review is gone. But then now, guess what? We're gonna read the review, right? So then some of this will change. Like I'm kind of thinking now, like when am I gonna lab, right? So then it's like maybe the 1 hour of reading is replaced with 1 hour of labbing. In the morning, sit up, do a lab because I'm using Boson. So Boson, there's pre-labs on there, so I could do the pre-lab, knock that out the way. And then I can do the review of my papers at lunch, then do my flashcards between when I get to work, although I can clock out of work, and I come home, maybe do some reading or maybe do another lab, maybe do this. So you know what I mean? So this is like always going to be about eventually 4 hours of study around the CCNP. Now, if I break it up this way, I feel like it's more effective because if you lab too early, you don't understand the concepts, which is back to the whole thing where you know how to do it, but you don't understand what's actually contextually going on, the technical side. I'm very interested in the technical side because everything starts clicking during the labs when you understand the technical side, like the concepts. Once you understand the concepts, you're able to apply it much easier, much faster. Because, okay, this is working. So when I exclusively set the interface to trunk mode. But what's trunking? What does that do? What does it mean, right? When I'm setting it to a native VLAN, it's working, but why, right? So then like I realized that by me understanding the concepts, then applying what I learned hands-on, that's how it clicks for me. So that's why I do it this way. Other people may want to do it a form of labbing first because like my buddy, he likes doing stuff hands-on, like and then go back and reading. I don't like doing that because I feel like I'm cheating myself that way. But for him, he's cheating himself the opposite way, by reading first and then labbing. So whatever works for you. But for me, this is what I'm doing. This is my study outline for step 1. Again, remember, everything's very fluid. So this is based on my experience, what I like to do. So I'm going to try this. And if something changes, then I'll update you guys on my change on step 1, actually changed or developed, or maybe step 1 took is a shorter time frame than step 2. Like step 2 is now this instead of me going from until finish the book. Right, step 1 is until maybe I have to review the book twice. I'm not sure. We'll see how it happens. Right, I'm pretty positive it is pretty set in stone, but we'll see. So again, 1 hour morning reading. These are new chapters. 1 hour review. So as my chapters are stop. So I do tabs on stuff that are key topics, right? And the reason you know the key topics, obviously, if you have the book, you understand. They'll say key topics on there. Right? So then I highlight some stuff. Some of the stuff I don't write. Some of the stuff I do write. And then I write it down in my format. And then that's how I know what I need to review. So right here, I'm still working on chapter 5, right? So then there's like chapter 6. This book's here, chapter 6, and then this is chapter 7. Boom, right? And right now I'm going to read chapter 8, right? So after this video, when I do a reading today, I'll be reading chapter 8, but I still need to review all the way to chapter 5. So you're always learning something new and then reinforcing something you already learned. So it's like that. It's like always circle, right? And then the flashcards are from all the way in the beginning, right? So right now I have flashcards from chapter 1, 2, and 3. I believe that's it. I need to work on 4, 5, and 6, and all the way to the recent one. But because you keep having to go back, you reinforce it and you remember and learning new things. So probably there was more. This is probably step 2. In reality, there's a pre-configuration where you read a certain amount, then you hold off on doing flashcards until you get to a certain point. There's a whole bigger picture thing. But I think this is a good concept step by step right now that I would recommend for everyone to use. Just because this is my idea and what I've been trying to develop myself towards. So I started reading this, but I think now since I read the whole, I created the burnt out video, I was like, you know what, I need to have set more accountability for myself. And then maybe, because the reason why I'm getting burnt out is because I feel like I need to study more. I need to read more. For me to feel that I am reading enough and doing enough, for me to create a checkbox, a standard a workout plan, right? Set up a workout plan and how I can actually study. And so that when I do it, I feel good. I feel like I knocked everything out today. I'm done, right? And then if I feel like, all right, I'm gonna do a little bit more. Oh, that was too much. The next day I felt this, right? So I'm dial that back. I'm gonna go back to the original. And I'm pushing a little bit more. I always like pushing a little bit more. My coach always told me, "Oh, run 3 miles." I ran 5, right? I was like, "All right, well, why'd you run 5?" So because I felt like if I did more, it'd be better, right? And it did, but I couldn't do it consistently, right? Because I got hurt. So that's how my approach and my mindset is when I'm starting to set up the study plans. What works for me, and this is again based off of me absorbing new information right away in the morning, is best. So I do an AM reading. Some of you may want to do, maybe some of you guys are sluggish, so you do a 1 hour review writing in the morning. Because you're like, so it's like, all right, let me just copy some stuff. The review writing isn't too difficult, except when you go to the flashcards. Flashcards are kind of you have to think outside the box a little bit. But you may want to do reading during lunch, and there are flashcards throughout the day still, and then optional one reading, and then you do your actually one reading at night, right? So just adjust on what you like to do, and then how you like to learn, right? So that's kind of my thought process and how I would like to outline. I think it'll be beneficial for everyone, and again, accountability as well for my Chinese speaking, man. It'll be real cool. I'm really excited about that, actually. I think I really enjoy learning languages because I felt like a genius when I was learning Thai. I was practicing. I got pretty far in the Thai stuff. So, and then I had a dream about it. Me speaking Thai. I think I woke up one morning, started speaking Thai. Just some of the stuff. Obviously, I don't remember some things that I was saying, but I don't remember what they actually mean, like nitnoi or kotot klap, stuff like that, right? But I don't remember exactly the direct translation for it. I just woke up saying some stuff. I'm like, it's cool. Still remember some stuff. So now when I'm Chinese, I kind of actually do the whole process of it, like study for a year of Chinese, Primsler, and then maybe other stuff, right? I don't know what other study methods are out there. Maybe actually understand like the alphabet too. Maybe take a trip to Taiwan or something. My buddy said it's real nice there, so uh, yeah, like different take trips to different places with with that native language, so that way I can practice it, right? So, because I'm actually really scared of China. So, to be honest, man, I ain't trying to get held up. So, but it's a whole thing with understanding the culture. Because when you travel to, you have to understand and make sure that you're not disobeying any of the laws and things of that nature. So, I think that would be cool, be able to have that ability to travel that place and understand their native language. Um, so, I'm already bilingual, right? I already speak Spanish, so trilingual, be real cool. Because also I have some study material for Italian as well. So, but that's way far above, way beyond, uh, way future ahead. But for sure, Chinese is my target right now. So I have a few things on my plate. I have the CCNP, learning some Chinese, um, and yeah, so I'm really excited. And hopefully, with the study plan, I'm hoping that everything kind of just clicks a little bit into place for me and I don't get burnt out. Again, check out that video, burnt out. Uh, just because if you don't have like a structured plan, it's like a checklist, right? If you're going to go to a grocery store and you are planning to, buy some stuff. Oh, I need to go to the grocery store. You don't have an idea of what you want to buy yet. You just know that you need like, well, I need some water, I need some meat, and then vegetables. Okay, cool. And you buy just those things, right? You just buy water, meat, and some vegetables. And you show up, and you're like, damn, I need some oil. I need some spices. Just different random stuff. But I don't want you to drink water. I want to like something to have with my food. Like, I don't want to drink water with my food. So, I'm running out of salt, running out of napkins. So it's like, it's good to have like a checklist. All right, like, what do you need to do? This is what I'm planning. Okay, cool. So then when you go to the store, you have to think. Then you gotta buy random stuff. If you don't have a checklist, buy some random stuff, and you may not need it. You buy bread, but no peanut butter and jelly. Or no peanut butter, right? You buy some bagels, but you forgot you don't have a toaster, and you're planning on, you know what I mean? It's like a whole situation. So you end up being in a spot where you do more than what you need to. So for this situation here, for me, outlining what you're trying to actually study, 1 hour reading a day, 1 hour writing review, 10 minutes of flashcards. This will lead to a 1 hour flashcard study sessions, right? Multiple, and then optional 1 hour reading in the PM. So that's my outline. So this video will be posted on YouTube. So if you guys have anything that you suggestions on, or anything for future videos you want me to cover on just the process, right? And I'll actually be doing some content around my study sessions. So maybe do an intro on it. I don't know. Just so that on the road to the CCNP, right? So let me know what you guys think. Really appreciate it. Again, every day, my podcasts are available on audio version, the itblog.info. They are, the videos are available on YouTube, the itblog space.info together. And then that's the video whole version there. And then all my blog posts again on the itblog.info. So really appreciate you guys every day at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're doing some streams like this. So peace.